The other top story at 5, a love triangle that turned deadly for James City County woman.
A Fort Eustis staff sergeant accused of helping his mistress murder his wife. Nicole Houchin and also John McKay are behind bars tonight. Both are charged with first-degree murder. They were having an affair. The victim is John McKay's wife, Dana. Police say she died from blunt force trauma.
Court documents describe a bloody crime scene inside the couple's home on Teal Way. A neighbor found Dana naked beside the bed with a number of stab wounds to the head. 10 on your side's Art Kahn talked to John McKay from jail in Williamsburg. He's live with our top story now. So, Art, what did he tell you about this?
Well, you know, if you ask me, did he admit to killing her, I'd have to say yes and no. Staff Sergeant McKay admits to discussing the idea of killing his wife with his mistress, Nicole Houchins, but says it was never supposed to be more than that. Just talk. A fantasy that has now turned into a nightmare that left one person dead and ruined 2 other lives. As Staff Sergeant John Wayne McKay entered the room where we conducted our interview, he had the appearance of a defeated man. And while he told me that he is ready to accept whatever punishment awaits him, he says the plans he made with his mistress about killing his wife were never meant to be real. But police reports describe a very real, very violent murder.
Your wife had multiple stab wounds on her face. The bedroom door had been kicked in. Was it supposed to go like that?
It was supposed to be just a fantasy thing. That's all we ever did on emails and stuff, fantasy. Everything that we ever did was fantasy, fun, it's craziness. It never should have went this far. It wasn't until I couldn't get my wife on the phone when I realized that something was wrong. It might actually be real.
But McKay admitted to police that he had sent his mistress, Nicole Houchin, an email asking if she had killed his wife yet.
So that email that you sent out saying, has the deed been done? If so, I'll be forever grateful. You never got a response to that particular email then? Or did she ever tell you, yes, it's done?
I don't remember. The emails, I mean, you can send a text or an email in seconds and forget about it. So I couldn't tell you 90% of anything I've ever sent to anybody. So I don't know.
And the rear garage door is where she was supposed to have gained entry to the house. Did you leave that door open for her? Did you tell her about that door?
I told her the door was open on occasion, yes.
Staff Sergeant, the question I have to ask you though, sir, is if this was just supposed to be a fantasy, why would you relate a detail such as where a door would be unlocked, where entry could be gained to Ms. Couchin if this was only supposed to be a fantasy?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue.
And in the fantasy, was the killing supposed to be carried out the way it was with that level of violence?
No, nothing like that.
So while McKay still maintains that the whole thing was supposed to be nothing more than a fantasy, in our conversation today, he made a very real threat to the life of another woman. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, I'll have that part of our conversation. Reporting live from James City County, Art Kahn, 10 on your side.
Now, both McKay and his mistress, Nicole Houchin, were not granted bond. She declined our request for an interview.